I hope they've grown a lot from being at school, and I know that I've grown a lot from training with both of them. Like, this was the first guy that I ever trained with in Boulder. Like, that was awesome. Like, he's a great first guy I ever got the pleasure of training with in Boulder. Like, he was already had a great start, and he's one of the guys that kind of helped the first group of guys. Any of those guys still training? Man, where are they now? Great job, like, awesome. Like, Jeff Suskin, like, came to Brazil with me a couple of times. We've definitely been to some rough places and back. We've had our experiences on the side of the road in Brazil. Pretty exciting. But I just want to say it's been a great privilege for me to have both of you guys. I'm very proud to have you guys as the fifth and sixth class. Great job.
Guys, I want to congratulate Suskin, both of you, but especially Suskin because, like, when I was in Brazil, one day I met Suskin. He was doing privates with Gordo, and that's how we met. And if it wasn't for Suskin, I wouldn't be Amal. He was the one who introduced me to Amal, and that's why I'm here today. So if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for Suskin in Brazil, I wouldn't be here. And, like, man, I'm having, like, the best days of my life here with you guys. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here.
So guys, I think, you know, like Professor said, Pat was the first person who rolled with me. And I remember, I think Sus and I started in the same week, and Pat, I remember, was training already when we all started. And back in the day, I think there was probably 12 of us, 30, maybe 12 to 20, 30 of us, and all we did was train jiu-jitsu. And you know, I've been very fortunate to be young and chase after it, but if it wasn't for these guys helping me out in the beginning, you know what I mean, like giving me hell and going at it, you know, there's more to being a black belt than just who can beat who on the mat, you know, it's about a lot of things, and you guys have for sure helped me out in more ways than just jiu-jitsu, you know, they helped me on the mat, and they've also helped me in life and like who I aspire to be like, so thanks guys, I appreciate it.
The Tuesday and Thursday noon class, or I did teach the Tuesday and Thursday noon class until just recently, and you know, Pat's been like that's when Pat usually trains, and it's just a great experience to have in your class. He's so knowledgeable about jiu-jitsu, and like I feel good about myself when I show a technique that he hasn't seen that way. He's like, I've never seen it like that. Like I feel like I've really stepped up with another level. Like it just really take his input like to heart. He's definitely helped me get a lot better at jiu-jitsu. And then also with Jeff, like we started really close at the same time, and just very frustrating guard, really nice guy, couldn't be more generous of a person, and just a great guy to be around. I worked with him for a short time, just a great guy, two great guys.
First, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out and supporting each other. These guys are I've known these guys for like 10 years, trained with them for 10 years, spent a lot of time on the mat. They've definitely taught me as much as what I taught them. Without a doubt, they've helped shape where I'm at with my game also. It's been an honor to be a part of the history, their history and their whatever 8, 10, 12-year journey to black belt. Just thinking back to all the times and sweat and bled together. It's been an honor to be a part of that. Thanks.
Real quick, I want to present Professor Morero, who's one of the first guys to introduce in Brazil Jiu-Jitsu to Mark Johnson and myself. Like, definitely, he yelled at us a lot, and I'm not sure if he was saying good things or bad things because I didn't speak Portuguese, but definitely helped me grow and get me where I was, sir.
I'm glad I used to kick this guy's butt. Now I'm glad because they kick my butt completely.
Woo! I've trained with Pat since the very beginning, and I think he really exemplifies everything that you want to be in a black belt. It's not just on the mat. He's very successful in everything he does. I remember when I first came to Boulder, I met Pat, and he was the 5'12" climber. He was a professional tennis player. He was the successful lawyer. He was the top in the academy at jiu-jitsu, and so, you know, I think he's like everything that everybody would want to be becoming a black belt in this academy. And so it's really been great to see you. And then with me, I think you guys can get really excited because I'm just about the opposite. I think my career has been a comedy of errors. I think Elliot's seen me pull people into the mount. I went to the Worlds in Brazil.
At a tournament? At a tournament today. Couldn't have been worse than that.
I went down to the Worlds and almost got disqualified in the first minute there, so I flew a couple thousand miles for that. So if I can get a black belt, then I think all of you can get very excited. It's funny because I tried to explain to my parents this morning, and so not only am I Jewish, but I'm Long Island Jewish. So I said to my family, you know, it's like, you know, this is trying to explain the significance of this. And I said to my dad, you know, it's just like my family. And my dad was like, you should be so lucky. When was the last time you saw them for 6 months? And do you call your grandmother? And my mom started yelling at me about not getting registered for the wedding. So it's been a really eventful year. I just got engaged, and now I get this, and that's really incredible. And everything. I think the reason why this is so important is what Amal's built. I mean, look around you. This is the only reason this has any value to me, I think, or to anybody around, is because of all of his students and everything that happens in the academy. It's a really beautiful place, and so it's very important. And so I think when people also ask if, well, what's the difference between blue and purple and brown and black? I don't know really at Amal's Academy if it comes down to, oh, well, my technique's so much better than somebody else. But I think what it comes down to is between the different belts is how you live jiu-jitsu. And I think at this point when I see people, like, they come in one way and they kind of achieve and become the best they can become. And I certainly feel like, you know, we used to laugh and say, Amal used to laugh and always say, well, jiu-jitsu's giving me everything. I used to have a girlfriend, I used to have friends, I had a social life, but now I have jiu-jitsu. And really it's changed a lot, because now jiu-jitsu has given me everything. So I just want to thank Amal, thank everybody who's contributed to this, and this is probably, after getting engaged to Abby, this is probably the best moment of my life.
Such a tough speech to follow. I really wasn't prepared to say anything today because this is a day that I thought if it happened at all, it was going to be 5 years from now. And I got a second in everything Jeff said. What Amal has built has been incredible, and I feel really lucky to have been there at the very beginning when Amal first came to Boulder. And I was so excited. I'd already been training jiu-jitsu 2 years, so for the record, I've been doing this 14 years. And Amal came, and I was so excited to meet a guy who was just so knowledgeable about jiu-jitsu, but really had all the leadership qualities necessary to make a successful program, to have staying power. There had been a couple other people who had come through town, and there were people who would come in and teach clinics, and I had trained with 3 or 4 guys before. But suddenly I met Amal, and I was like, wow, this is a guy that I can really learn a lot from, and not just about jiu-jitsu, but just about a lot of things. And it was just great to be involved with the program, and I think that everybody here should take full advantage of everything that Amal and his school and his teachers have to offer. And I will do everything in my power to try to uphold the honor and the meaning of receiving a black belt from Amal and his school. It's a tough act to follow, these guys here are the guys that I look up to, and I just hope I can uphold